Welcome, everyone, to the Golden Note podcast. My name is Jesse.
And I'm Karen Deep.
Today, we are going to be talking about a seminal album from the one and only David Bowie.
Wow.
This one is the 1972 The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and The Spiders from Mars, a very long album name.
Very descriptive as well.
Very descriptive, yeah, exactly. This is on our 1001 albums to listen to kind of list that we've been looking at and going through. We'll put some information in the description below about what this list is. It's from another author. We can't take credit for making the list, but we're going to go through it. And for our audience's sake, go through every album, hopefully. Like, that's the goal, 1,001 albums.
I guess.
Yeah. And we're going to go through all of them and let you know which ones might be worth listening to, which ones may be, I don't know, overrated and maybe not belonging on that list.
I will definitely make sure that's known.
Yes. Yeah. Karen Deep especially. He's got some hot takes. I have some hot takes too sometimes, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. If anybody has the spice, it's probably going to be me.
Yes. Exactly. Okay. I would like to talk about this. So we talked about the album name already. It's a bit long. What do you think about the album name, Karen Deep?
I think it's imaginative. It feels like a bad video game. It kind of looks like a bad video game. We'll get to the album cover in a moment. But I think it's interesting. And David Bowie's a guy who's just always out there. So if I would have known David Bowie at this time and I came up with this record name, I'm like, well, that's amazing. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. It is, it's an interesting album name. I don't really understand the spiders reference. I feel like I didn't really hear anything about spiders on this album. I could be wrong.
I didn't hear anything about spiders either.
Spiders from Mars even. So, that's quite the description.
I got a spider in my washroom and that's been very exciting. I can't imagine spiders from Mars. That would be even more exciting.
That'd be scary. Everyone with arachnophobia would be up in arms if spiders from Mars came down. But I like it. I really like album names and song names that are really long. I think it just adds a kind of mystique. It's just ridiculous, but in a really great way. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like it. Nice. I think it was a good call from David Bowie. Rest in peace to David Bowie, by the way. I guess it's been quite a while now. I don't have to say that anymore, but
you can say it if you want.
2016, I think.
Unless you have a reason why he's not resting peacefully already.
I don't know. We'll focus on the music.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. So some background about David Bowie and I guess this album. His vocal talent in general, I feel like is very polarizing and disputed.
Yes.
Like you listen to this and you don't think Freddie Mercury or Mariah Carey. Like he's doing what he can. And he's just getting things across, right? That's kind of like the general vibe.
He gets things across, but I don't believe he's doing what he can because I know he can do better.
Oh.
And he presents in certain songs, we'll get to that eventually, that he's fully capable of hitting notes. But there's moments where he just chooses not to.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Just in general, David Bowie's not really known for his vocals, but what he lacks for in his vocal chops, he makes up for in his songwriting and kind of inventiveness as an artist. This came out in, as I said, 1972. So still pretty early in his career. Like he was releasing stuff up through the 80s, and not even in before he died, he was releasing some really great albums. So this is quite early in his career. This is actually before the lightning bolts across the face, as Ziggy Stardust would later be known to have, as like that kind of iconic imagery.
Do you know what that was? I don't know what the lightning bolt was.
No, I don't remember exactly. I think it just has. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it fits into the story of Ziggy Stardust, which is like it becomes his alter ego, I guess, like in this album and afterwards. I want to say that this album like really kind of brought him to another level of fame, because before this he had that space astronaut song. That was like based off of like Apollo 13. Oh my gosh, people in the comments might kill me for this.
The one that
Space Oddity, I think.
Chris Oddity. Chris Hadfield did a cover.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ground control
Yeah.
to Major Tom.
Yeah. Caught on at the same time there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like a really big song, I feel like, for him. But this album brought forth Ziggy Stardust and like that iconic lightning bolt, which I just feel like brought him to the stratosphere.
Nice.
No pun intended.
Didn't
with
bring
all
him
the
down,
space
ground him or
references.
anything. Just went the other way.
No, other way.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stop talking now, and we're gonna get into some of the music because that's what we're here to do.
Yes.
So, first song, 5 Years.
Holy moly.
What did you think of this track, Karen?
My first impression was what a fantastic use of a fade.
Okay, yeah.
First like 30 seconds, it just faded in really gradually.
Yeah.
I turned my speakers up, and that was intentional on behalf of the engineers. Just said, we're going to make sure that these people turn up the record players, and it's going to be loud.
The hell? Okay.
So it hit me loud.
That's a cool way of putting that. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I love the drum intro, the fade in. I made a note of that as well. And it's funny you mentioned that because I was just listening to this album again in my car on the way here, and it was like kind of mixed between other more modern songs, and so I had to like turn up my, just because it's a 70s album.
That too, yes.
That was one thing for me on this album in general was the just you could tell that it was from the early 70s, like just with the way that everything was mixed and produced, and it's just they didn't make albums as loud back then, kind of thing. So yeah, you got to turn it up.
Yeah.
Got to turn it up and blast it. Any other thoughts? What did you think?
There's a few lyrical moments that stood out to me. At one point, he mentioned that there was tiny children that were dead, and I got sad. I was like, I just turned this record on, and now I'm sad.
Yeah.
And then I was laughing because there was another lyric where I think he mentioned something about the black taking trash or something like that.
Okay.
And I'm like, we can't say that anymore.
Oh.
And nobody says that anymore. So I just thought like, wow, that's it really brought me back to that time. That
it was a racial reference?
I believe so. I mean, I could have misinterpreted it.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a racial reference. Overall, the song was just a whole lot of observations of people, and I thought that was so interesting.
Yeah.
It was so captivating to hear him just kind of describing walks of life and certain moments and fleeting moments and all that. So that's why I believe it was a racial reference in that regard. But just the way he was describing things really brought me back to like, oh, this is a different time. This is definitely not today.
Not today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the 21st century. I got the sense that it was like almost like a environmental or song, or like a apocalyptic song. Like we got 5 years.
Oh.
We got 5 years left. That's kind of what like the sense I got.
Nice. Yeah, that could work too. Yeah. That didn't hit me at first, but yeah. Maybe I'm always in apocalypse mode, so I'm like, oh, we're just talking about people.
For whatever reason, I was in apocalypse mode. But yeah, overall, I'm a fan of the song. I like the drums. There's some really great, just like chords that was just like very nicely highlighted throughout the song. There's violins that were happening, some good build-ups going on, and then the drum outro.
Yep.
Which was like the exact same as the intro, but fading out. I was like, perfect.
Yeah,
like
that felt good.
Chef's kiss, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I give this one a thumbs up. Attention grabbing. I thought it was good.
Great.
You give it a thumbs up?
I give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get the sense, folks, that he's not going to like the rest of this album. But we'll see. That's why I'm like, do you like it? The next one is Soul Love, which has another drum intro, and we get some more percussion introduced as well. And I believe it's not 4/4.
No, it's in 7.
It's in 7. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there's some moments in 4/4, but the 7 was really nice. I think he structured the melody in a way that felt really good in 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also some quiet horns. Saxophone was pretty sick in this song.
I wrote the sax delay, however, was very tacky.
You didn't like the sax?
The sax itself was okay, but like this is big long delay that's just so obvious, and it felt like we've talked about Bowie in the past, and I feel like it's kind of like experimenting with effects. Like, look at this new toy, look at what it can do, but then not looking past page 2 in the manual and being like, oh, you can change other things. That was like the stock delay. Maybe it came with it, and they just said send it.
That's
so
amazing.
it felt weird. It sit weird in the mix, and I was very confused from the sound of that. But the sax performance itself was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I can see that. Like, once again, 1972, right?
Yeah.
Still lots of experimentation to go around in recording music and
In
things like that.
contrast, however, from the fade of the initial song, the fade out of this track felt really abrupt.
Okay.
It didn't come to a close. It didn't come to a close, and then the next track started. It was abrupt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I felt like it really took me out of it after the end of it.
Yeah, I didn't get that sense, but okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Next one is Moonage Daydream. Unless you wanted to add more thoughts about Soul Love.
No.
No?
Move on, yeah.
Moonage Daydream is a song that I knew before this album. I guess we didn't really talk about. There's a couple things we didn't talk about in the intro. We're supposed to talk about Familiarity and the album artwork. Which you know what, we'll get to the album artwork at the end before we do our final score. And we can talk about Familiarity too at the end. But just as we go, like Moonage Daydream, already knew about that song. I think it's in a big movie. It's like in a Marvel movie.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy. There we go. Nice. My brain is slow today, but it's gearing up. It's working.
Great.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe that's the one.
I haven't watched that movie yet.
You haven't? Oh
my gosh. Yeah, I've been living under a rock.
That dude, the soundtrack in all the soundtracks in all the movies are really great.
Great.
So yeah, so Moonage Daydream. I feel like I knew the song before the movie, but then forgot about it because I listened to it when I was really young, and then it like came up in the movie again, and I was, I remember this song. Like I gotta check this out. I gotta like revisit it. And so ever since those movies, I've been like, it's been on one of my rock playlists for a while. So I love it.
Great.
I love this song. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. There was an instrumental around like a minute 50. It was super groovy. I thought it was really cool, but it didn't go anywhere. And I wanted to hear that again or have it be, in another section, but it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But there's some really cool stuff there. The guitar solo at the end of the song, amazing.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
It's
I felt like I was in space.
Yeah.
There was only a moment though I wanted to hear like one higher note in the solo, and I just felt like blue balled. I'm like, whoa, man, we could have gone there.
Yeah.
We could have gone there, but I had to wait. Yeah, I was teased.
I was just gonna say you were teased out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I love like the steppy horn riff that's in there. The like at the end, as the guitar solo is like going crazy.
Yeah.
The freak out, far out, like David Bowie just saying that. Like everything about the song is just like really great. Psychedelic vibes too.
Yeah. It was a great ride.
Yeah.
I really like the song.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Starman is the next one. It's got a cool acoustic intro. I noticed there's like aggressive panning.
Interesting. I listened to this on my speakers.
Okay.
So I didn't get too much of the panning effect, at least with my setup, which is probably alarming. I should change my setup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get that too much.
Yeah. And like, again, 1972, they just thought like panning aggressively
Look at all these knobs, guys.
like all the guitar on the left and then all the drums on the right. It wasn't that bad in this track, but it was definitely like you would never hear this in like a modern.
I think the Beatles also had like a record where they put like the whole band in one side.
Oh yeah, every album for like pretty much all their albums was just like insanely panned.
Yeah.
To different parts. I don't know. It was just like there's like a more technical reason for why they did it, but it was just like something that they did in like the early days of.
Did it bother you on this record, the panning?
Just on this song, just at this part of the song. I think it was only at the beginning actually. There's like some aggressive panning, but I don't think it ruined it for me. I love the chorus. I think the melody in the chorus is really strong. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that too.
Yeah.
This song is definitely one of the more popular, catchier songs to me.
Yes.
This is also one of the songs where I think that David Bowie can sing and he knows it, which is why it's disappointing for other songs. I love the acoustic guitar. I think the first time in this record until this point we heard the acoustic guitar, and it being kind of carried throughout the whole record, the whole song just felt like it pulled it together, and is one of the few moments in this song, in this whole record, where a song felt really pulled together, in my experience. So I really liked it being more kind of poppy, more catchy, and having that kind of core element or familiar element of the acoustic guitar, bringing the song together, which is something that I don't think he normally does, at least from what I'm aware of. So I really like that.
Yeah, for sure. And the violins.
Oh yeah.
Violins in that track were really great. And I did notice like you mentioned it's like such a poppy, like a more poppy influence on this track.
Yeah.
And I noticed like a Beatles influence a
Okay.
lot
Yeah.
in this track. So that's and you know, Beatles were like the center of the pop universe at least like a few years before this album came out. So
Yeah.
definitely a lot of influence there from the Beatles. Next track, It Ain't Easy, another acoustic intro. This one was interesting for me because Bowie is like singing at like the highest pitch I've ever heard him sing at, like ever.
Yeah.
I feel I always thought that his like vocal like like the highest he'd ever sang before was on Heroes. I don't know if you know that track.
No.
It's one of his big like it's on his essentials playlists on Apple Music or whatever. It's one of his bigger tracks. But this one it was like holy smokes! It's like he's really like pushing his voice here, and you know, like I said, he's not like really. I don't think of David Bowie as like a vocal talent, but I appreciated the vocal effort that he was putting here.
You're definitely trying some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying some things. Karen doesn't like the attempts made.
I got a lot of like almost gospel soul vibes from this track, and it felt
I got blues.
Yeah. It just felt nice, but it also felt strange especially coming from Starman.
Yeah,
I felt like, whoa, where are we going now? I think at this point I was settled. Now I got the clue that there's gonna be a lot of variety in this record.
Okay.
And if that was the approach, then I was open to taking it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the bluesy vibes. It kind of, I was like Eagles mixed with CCR mixed with Leonard Skinner almost, like just like an American bluesy rock song. And I was like, interesting. I've never heard a David Bowie song like this. So yeah, it was cool. Nice little double guitar solo outro as well in this one, which was interesting. This is a track that he put in the middle of the album, and I'm always interested. Is it in the middle of the album? Yeah, it's like dead center in the middle of the album. Yeah, I'm always interested in the songs in the middle of the album and like what songs the artist chooses to put there, because I feel like those are usually like the weaker songs on the album. Because like you always want to start your album off strong with like some really great tracks, and then you want to finish strong with some of your best tracks. So then you kind of throw in the ones that are just like, yeah, this one's good, you know, in the middle. And I feel like that's kind of what that one was. So, but yeah, I think it still did the job. I know you're not a big fan of it, but
No.
yeah.
This is Lady Stardust, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a big fan.
No. Well, It Ain't Easy.
It Ain't Easy.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, It Ain't Easy was fine.
Okay.
But then we get to the other middle of the album, Lady Stardust, and that's not the greatest.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I like this one. I don't know. The piano intro's cool, and throughout, I'm loving it. There's a lot of Beatles influence, in my opinion, that I'm noticing. Yeah, I really liked it. I thought there was a strong verse melody, double tracking in the chorus. That it kind of leads into some nice falsetto. Yeah, I like it.
I felt like it was just like one of those drinking songs that you would like put on tearing down at the end of the night, and it was not the vibe coming out of It Ain't Easy.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the ballad.
Yeah, this is the ballad.
Yeah.
Weird ballad.
Which I get because it's like if you're not in the mood for a ballad, then you're gonna be like, please turn this off.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about Adele sometimes. Like sometimes Adele hits so hard, and then other times I'm just like, can we please stop listening to this? Can we please turn the radio or something? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand. Not to say that Lady Stardust is like an Adele song, but
it's a bit of a
it's got like ballad vibes, I feel like, right? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And then we go into Star, which I thought was like giving Beach Boy vibes.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's like very 50s kind of, especially with like the backing vocals. It is like a more fast-paced rock track. It's again not in 4/4.
I'm not sure about this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't pay too much attention.
You're still recovering from Lady Stardust.
I was recovering from Lady Stardust and then getting beat down by Star. That's how my experience was.
Why beat down?
Weak performance.
Wow.
I could not get past the performance.
Okay.
And then there was like this part where he was like, Star, ha, 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 R. And it was just weird, man. I was like, is he like convulsing right now?
He's doing vocal experimentation.
Bruh. Where do I even begin with that? I can't just show up to like work and be like, I'm experimenting, boss. I'm doing a great job. I'm just experimenting. No, bro, it just doesn't.
That's so funny.
He was experimenting too hard, I think. But yeah, I think the sound of it, it felt. I think at this point, the contrast for each song was really catching me by surprise. And I feel like if there was a whole record with a similar vibe as Star, I could have warmed up to it a little bit more. But I did not.
There's no flow to it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I think this was fine. I didn't really highlight it in my notes. I don't really remember it that much. I did like the bridge in this track though, but yeah. I can concede the argument to you. I'm not gonna die on this hill.
Sure. We have other hills to die on.
Maybe. I mean, I hope not. Hang On to Yourself is the next one. This one's a very driving song, lots of hand claps, things like that. I didn't like the chorus. I thought it was pretty weak.
Yeah,
melodically.
I think it was pretty weak as well, but I did enjoy the groove. It was like a punky boogie woogie kind of vibe.
Yeah,
I think it even kind of reminded me of the Sex Pistols a little bit. One that we've covered before. Just got an attitude towards it, so I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And maybe at this point I was a little bit more acclimatized.
Okay, yeah. You're like, now I'm like watching. I'm like,
It's like, well,
what's coming next?
Like
mentally prepared.
The last song, Star, I got punched in the face. And I'm seeing stars, and then now Hang On to Yourself comes around. I'm like, okay, great, I'm up.
Yeah.
That's how I felt listening to this one.
That's so funny. Okay. Yeah. And then the next track, Ziggy Stardust. You know, the man, the myth, the legend is introduced to us here. At least with the title of it. I recognize the guitar riff for the intro, which was a pleasant surprise. I was like, okay, cool. Because like, you know, Moonage Daydream, I knew, but every track before and after that Moonage Daydream song, I was like, I've never heard these before.
Yeah.
Which, you know, might be sacrilege to some people, but
well, now we have.
Now we have, right? That's the whole purpose of us doing this. So yeah, I was happy to kind of recognize it. And then when he came in with the vocals, I was like, Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin? What's going on here? It's like very reminiscent to me of Robert Plant, which like makes sense because, you know, 1972, Robert Plant is like rock god already, kind of like the vocalist. So yeah, I was just really surprised because like David Bowie's not like once again some very high pitched singing from Bowie here.
Yeah.
What did you think of this one?
The intro was familiar only because I taught a couple of students that intro.
Oh, cool.
But then I realized that I never really fully listened to the song. It was just the intro. And then when he got into the song, I'm like, oh my God, this is what my students are listening to? I think the biggest thing that hit me with this was...
You're just a big hater, man.
Somebody's got to do it.
So funny.
I think like the lyrical content, it was interesting, very imaginative, but then there's this line, making love with his ego, and the whole ego thing kind of threw me off. It felt a little self-absorbed, like a little bit too much personality, a little too much like freedom.
Yeah.
And it just made me uncomfortable at a certain point, feeling like I don't really know what I'm supposed to feel or understand from these lyrics and the story and what have you. It just felt a little too weird for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I just thought like I didn't have a lot of notes for this track, surprisingly. I liked the intro riff, I recognized it, and his vocals reminded me of Robert Plant. But other than that, like once again, not a song that I'm gonna fight you on. But maybe this next one, if you didn't like this next one, I'm gonna be very upset. Suffragette City. Classic banger. For anyone who's played Rock Band on the Wii or whatever console it was, I had it on the Wii, I think, but
yeah, you did.
Our PlayStation 2, I believe, is on too. Anyways, I digress. This is a classic song that I was introduced to when I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11 or whatever, however old I was when that video game came out, and I've loved it ever since. It's a fantastic track.
Great.
Yeah. And one more thing, shout out to Rock Band. I feel like at the time it was like everyone played Rock Band. It was like mainstream thing, but now it's like everyone's, I don't know, forgot about it, or it's just like, I feel like it's not recognized enough for like, you know, I'm a Gen Zer, like a very old Gen Zer, late 90s kid. So for me, Rock Band was like introduced me to a ton of like classic rock and classic songs and
the
things
folks
like that.
who curated the music for Rock Band, I think did a great job at capturing what the culture was.
Yeah.
And wanted it to, like, what they wanted to carry into this modern age with that project. But I feel like with today's music or today's kind of culture around music in general, everything is so, there's a lot of niches. So people go to like their friend's gig that does a specific thing. And the specifics of things, I think, take us out of the sort of communal aspect that I think Rock Band played on really well.
Yeah.
And it's hard to imagine something like that being successful in this day and age now with today's music.
Yeah.
Or even like 10, 15 years ago music.
Yeah.
It's really like the cloud has rained and now we're just playing in the puddles rather than enjoying the rain by the lake kind of thing, if I were to think about that.
I lost you there at the last part.
Yeah, I lost myself there too.
But either way, shout out to Rock Band, and I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
I'm proud. I'm loud and proud with my love for Rock Band.
Great.
I'm not ashamed. Also, Rock Band over Guitar Hero, big time.
Yes, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
playing with the boys and the girls.
Yeah, shockingly, we're not getting paid to do this, by the way. But if they want to send some money our way, you know, we will gladly accept
a Rock Band cover of one of our, you know, when we, let's talk about the scoring system, but just briefly, if we add both of our scores out of 5 and it becomes a 9 or higher, we'll choose a song off the record and we'll cover it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just perform it off Rock Band. And maybe
that'd be sick.
This could be one of the songs.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Although I get the sense we're not gonna get 9 or higher on this album with you, Karen. But anyways, yeah, let's get into the song. Enough of this
sorry, a little aside.
This aside that I put us on here. Yeah, this song is the most known one for me, even more than Moonage Daydream. I'm getting Elvis influence on the vocals. The wham bam, thank you, ma'am, in the middle is just so iconic in the classic rock world, I feel like. And yeah, and at the end of the song, like it's Suffragette. And it's just like, oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just catchy, it's driving, it's fun. The melodies are all great. I have nothing bad to say about this, but apparently you do, Karen, so let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, this is my first time listening to the song, so I didn't catch this on Rock Band when I played it. I love the punky vibe. It was great. But as I was listening to the song, I pulled up the lyrics as they were coming. And then I started being like, what am I listening to? What is going on? I believe the suffragette is the movement of the women for civil rights. Is that what it is?
Just like, yeah.
Yeah. And if that was my understanding.
To get like their vote.
Yes, the vote. And I just didn't understand the story. I was like, there's so much more that could be explored. Like, it started off strong. I think the first stanza or two was really nice, setting up this guy. He came from a trip and he's like, what's going on? Like, just kind of going crazy, you know. And then I want to hear more of the story. You know, I felt like it had a potential to be much more of a political statement than it could be just a fun punky song. So I was hoping for more of that, and I just felt like he set it up nicely. And then it just didn't really go anywhere lyrically.
Okay.
But the vibes are great, but it was hard for me to latch on to that with that energy if I didn't really know what I was vibing to.
Yeah.
And that's where I stand with that one.
Okay.
But it was fine.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the lyrics for me just like they stand like there's a lot of like standout like lyrics that you just kind of remember, like don't lean on me, man, because I can't afford a ticket.
Yeah,
it's like soul. What? That's awesome. I don't even know what it really means, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's catchy to me. So not a fan of Suffragette City.
You know, not a fan, but it's also not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like past a certain bar of acceptability.
I would listen to it again.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Next we go to Rock and Roll Suicide, which has this like introspective acoustic intro is kind of like how I described it. And another passionate vocal performance from Bowie. That's all I really have to say about this track. I didn't have like too many notes about it, but what did you think?
It was a down bad vibe.
Okay.
So it felt like a bluesy song. It was nice. It was nice. I really enjoyed that vibe. I felt like it was nice to kind of come down and settle into this kind of low down groove, especially with the lyrics.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it in that regard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Musically and everything though, I just felt like everything was fine. It was relatively cohesive, even though a lot of the songs were so drastically different in styles and grooves. But instrumentally, it was all just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he like not known as a great vocal talent, and he's also not like Rush or like a prog. Like it's nothing too complicated happening with the instrumentation in general.
Yeah.
Despite some of the, there are a couple of tracks as we mentioned that were like not quite in 4/4, which was cool, interesting.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the last track, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we give our final thoughts and score, let's talk about the album artwork really quick.
Yes.
Go back to that. What did you think about the album artwork?
I mentioned maybe I briefly alluded to it in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
It felt like a bad video game.
You did. I remember you saying that.
It looks like a bad video game.
It does. Yeah. Yeah, like an arcade game almost.
I feel like it paints a picture of a story or of a world that is meant to be like one of those introspective scenes in the movie that is like the in between.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it's mid. Like it doesn't capture me off the shelf. It feels really busy. I feel like all the words are lost in the top left corner.
Okay.
Like I don't know where Spider is.
Funny.
I really have to squint for that.
True. Yeah.
So it'll be tough to like tell somebody, hey, the Spider Mars album, and you're like looking for Spider. You can't find the Spider. So
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the album cover.
Okay. I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. I love this album cover. I think it's first of all, it paints a picture of something that's like dark and dreary, which is like kind of cool. It's like very moody. Is he's standing there with a guitar, right?
Oh yeah.
What's he got?
Let me put it up for you a little bit more.
I think. Has he got an instrument there? I always thought he was like had a guitar or something.
I think he's just mansplaining.
And he's got his foot on a box. I just always thought this looked like a cool scene, and he's just like, I don't know, it's like all centered on Bowie there in the middle, and I guess Ziggy Stardust as his alter ego. I've also, I don't know, I've just seen this album before and I've always liked it. Also, fun fact, the K West sign.
Yeah, what is
above that? There's like conspiracy theories now that like he predicted Kanye West.
Oh, no way! Is Kanye West actually
like deep into the internet conspiracies that I don't know, somehow he like predicted Kanye West, K West.
That's crazy. I can see it happening.
Right? He's a guy from outer space.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe he predicted it. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. I would definitely gravitate towards this if I saw it in a vinyl shop. But I understand your perspective with like the words at the top, and kind of like, I don't know, it does look a little busy now that you mention it. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's a thumbs up. And then in terms of familiarity overall, because I wanted to talk about that really quick before we give our score. So we have covered Low by David Bowie, which was like I think it was like a late 70s. Yeah, it was a late 70s album that he like recorded in Berlin or something. It's a very like industrial vibes album. I don't even know. It's such a weird album, and I don't think either of us really liked it that much. So that was like for this channel what we've done with David Bowie. But in my life, I've listened to David Bowie semi frequently when I was a kid, like, in my classic rock phase. I knew like most of his hits and things like that, and I've always been like a pretty, I've been a fan of his. What about for you with this album and in general?
Most of my exposure has been through what we're doing on this channel.
Okay.
I feel like I definitely heard Starman.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I've heard that one before, but I feel like I've only heard it on like commercials. You know, I never really listened
You're
to
okay.
the song.
Yeah.
So have some like peripheral awareness of Bowie, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And including this record, that's the only one I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, final scores.
Wow.
I'm going to start because I like starting with my
Yeah,
score
please,
and then
please.
Karen Deep just ruining it.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Generally, I really like this album. I think it's definitely way better than the other album that we covered, Low. Yeah, Moonage Daydream, Suffragette City, Starman, so many great tracks. I liked Lady Stardust.
Great.
I like the theme of like the space theme. It's like the first introduction of Ziggy Stardust. And yeah, I think it's just such a seminal album in his catalog. And personally, I liked it. So I don't give it 5 because there were some duds that like I would never listen to again, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of like the stains on the record.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I give it a 4 because I like it, and I also think that everyone watching should give this album a listen to before they die.
Great.
Yeah.
I give it a 3.
Okay.
You can die in peace without listening to this album.
Dang.
I think you'll be fine. I give it a 3 because, and I think that's generous from where I was initially feeling. There's some great moments, a lot of experimentation. I think a lot of the thematic statements that he was trying to make with this was imaginative, very courageous. So I appreciate the efforts. A lot of effort definitely went into crafting this world of music with these themes. So I think he did a great job at trying to connect with that. But some of the contrasts were just too abrupt for me, and I couldn't, as a listener, first-time listener, couldn't really acclimatize to myself to some certain things. I think if I were to listen to it over again a couple of times, I might change that to a 3.5, maybe even a 4. It might take me some time to warm up to it.
Okay. So room for growth with this album for you.
Yes.
But a 3, which brings our total to a 7 out of 10, which is like, because I gave it a 4.
Yes. I really had to do that.
We're musicians, folks. We're not mathematicians.
I can count to 4, but anything past that is like,
It gets a little dicey.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. So 7 out of 10. I'm trying to think how I feel about that.
Are you upset?
I'm not. If it was lower than a 7, I'd be upset. But I can be okay with 7. I can be okay with 7. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at
Okay.
that. The show goes on.
The show goes on. And yeah, that's it. David Bowie and Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah. I got to say, I'm excited for another David Bowie album in the future.
Okay.
Having this as our second record so far has been so interesting to experience. David Bowie is a creative mastermind. There's no doubt about that. A legend, of course. And I'm starting to see why. Although I don't fully agree with a lot of his decisions, he definitely puts in the work, and his creativity is boundless.
I did not make him say that. I am not. That was not forced at all.
Oh, yeah, some brownie points.
So just so we're all aware, because obviously I'm a David Bowie fan, but yeah, that was well said. And I'm glad you're coming around to some David Bowie.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video and leave a comment. What did you think about our coverage of the album? And let us know what you thought about the album on your listen or many listens.
Yes. Thank you.
Have a great day.